to the Home Care Breakthrough Solutions Revenue Accelerator Program. Hi everyone, welcome to the Home Care Breakthrough Revenue Accelerator Program. So today we are talking about a topic that is extremely important to your business. Hot off the press, guys. I don't know if you're familiar with Home Care Pulse. They are a trusted industry resource data collection company, and basically what they do is they benchmark data for the home care industry. It's awesome. They've got a lot of great information. So what am I talking about? Hot off the press. Today we are talking about how do you master the intake call, the referral process, whether it's you or your team members, all right? The average intake, the average client, the lifetime value of a client for your home care business as of 2017 is $12,251. Okay, $12,251 for leaders. They have different rankings and stuff like that. We go off of the leaders because these are the data that they're pulling are the people you typically have been in business longer, right? The leaders are the ones, that's who we're modeling ourselves off of. So the average lifetime value of a client is $12,251. So my question to you is, do you think that each one of those calls is critical to the success of your business? It is. There's no question about it. You know, we work so hard to try to get that phone to ring that if you and your team cannot convert them into a client, you are throwing money away. Okay? People have hired me to come in and literally teach their entire team how to do this. I've gotten paid $1,500, $2,000 to come in and train them on like what's the anatomy of a good intake call. So today I'm going to talk about the framework. You know, I think by understanding the framework, it will help you in getting more conversions in your business. And we can go really deep, and I'd be here for hours to go deep in each one of these areas to understand like how do you make this work in your business. But today we're going to go over the basics. So if you stay till the end, guys, I will give you, as my gift to you, the framework that we go off of. All right, so this way you guys have a better understanding of how this can help you in your business. All right? So first things first, when you are doing anything, whether you're out marketing, and in this case, doing an intake call, you and your team have to get good at building rapport. You've heard this 1,050 million times. Like, people are gonna do business with those they know, like, and trust. You'd be amazed, like when we were doing our shopping calls, which I encourage you guys to do occasionally to see what your competitor's doing. When we did our shopper calls, half the people would be like, oh, like not even professional. Some of the people don't even act like they care about whether or not you do business with them. So please don't do that, and please make sure your team, you've got to answer the phone with a smile. You've got to connect with the folks. You've got to figure out ways to build rapport and build connection. Okay, there's a lot of different strategies on how you can do this, but for basics, learn how to answer the phone with a smile, engage with the caller, be genuinely interested in what they're sharing. Okay, that's step one. Step two is what we call the needs analysis step. This is, to me, the most important part of the process, all right? Because when you really understand what it is that your client wants, and you can really understand what their pain points are, and you get good at asking what I call leading questions. You've heard me talk about this in other videos where we talk about like, how do you lead them down this path? Because you have to understand that the typical person that's calling you, they've never done home care before. They've never shopped for home care before. Many times they're gonna call up and they're like, well, what's your rate, okay? And they don't understand, they don't know what they don't know. So they think that their most important thing is like, what do you charge? They're gonna try to commoditize you. When you get good at this process of understanding how to ask the right leading questions, you walk them down this path. And throughout the process, you're getting to understand what their needs are, what their pain points are. You're helping them realize things that are important to them that they didn't even know were important to them. I hope that makes sense, because that really is an important part to all of this, is when you walk them down that path, you're asking questions, and you're asking questions that may also tie in with your differentiators, okay? Step number 3, we call it science-based connection. All right, what do I mean by that? I have a saying, I say it repeatedly. People don't care about your what until they connect with your why. People don't care about your what until they connect with your why. They don't really care about all the gizmos and the gadgets and the features that you have and that you have the best caregivers. They want to connect with why you are doing what you're doing. When people make buying decisions, they make buying decisions based on emotion. They use logic to back it up. So I want you to have differentiators. That is an important part to this business, but the way, or any business, it doesn't matter what business you're in, but the way that you are able to articulate those differentiators only matter once they've connected with why you do what you do, why you're going to take good care of their mom or their dad. I hope that makes sense, because this is really, really important concept to understand. So science-based connection is learning how to use story in a way where you can share your origin story and it connects. It connects and it evokes emotion. And there's a model to do this, right? There's a model to do this. We teach people how to do this based on what they teach. If you were gonna go write a blockbuster movie in Hollywood, there's a process, right? There's a process that people go through and they follow in order to build that connection and to get you interested in the attractive character and to walk you through the journey, all right? When you are able to articulate your story in a way that it mimics this, you're gonna much more quickly build connection, and people are going to like emotionally be connected to you. Do you think when they're emotionally more connected to you, they're more likely to do business with you? The answer is yes. Science has proven this. I'm not going to get into all the scientific details, but I promise you it works. All right. After that, the next step, once you've asked permission to share your story, the next piece of this, step number 4, is all about positioning. All right. Once you've asked questions and you've gotten a clearer picture of what they want, what their hopes are, what their fears are, and you've done all this needs analysis and you've already shared your story, now the next part of this is positioning. And this is not the part where you just like, blah, 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 we're great, our caregivers are awesome, we're the best, we've got great customer service. I'm sorry, but that doesn't work. And most of your competitors are doing that, okay? So positioning is all about how you are able to share and articulate your differentiators that align with their needs. It's all about how you position your company and how you articulate those differentiators so that it aligns with their needs. And when you do this the right way, it connects with people on a much different level, right? Instead of being the person that just blurts out all these features, when you help them understand how these features will benefit them and you can articulate it through examples, through stories. These are things that will help you in your conversion rate. Because if you can get your conversion rate up 5%, 10%, do the math, guys. It can make a significant impact on your business, all right? The next step, step number 5, is future pacing. So now this part of the process is helping walk them through the path of what it would look like when you get the right caregiver out there and how this path solves their problem. It solves the pain point. You're painting a picture of what it will feel like for them, like once they get the right caregiver. They've been worried about mom, they've been stressed out, they're worried she's gonna fall, and now this picture you're painting is we get the right caregiver out there, we make sure that caregiver's with mom when she's bathing, with mom when she's dressing, so this way she's not, like someone's there, so she's not gonna fall, right? So we're protecting her, we're keeping her safe, we've taken out all the skid rugs, and we've done all the things necessary. In fact, we're going to proactively manage her care, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to have the caregiver start to do some exercises with her and do some walking. All right, so there's a whole way to future pace, so this way people can see what it will look like, and they're starting to integrate, like, okay, this is going to make me feel better. And then the last piece, and probably one of the more important pieces, is I call the next logical step. So once you've gone through all these steps in the process, the next logical step is to schedule the assessment. That's how we did in our business. And we know through Home Care Pulse that leaders, once you get into the living room and do the actual assessment, you have a 90% chance of closing. All right, we had some quarters where we did over 100% closing Every living room visit we got, we closed, okay? And it's not because we're awesome, we just followed this model that we use, and we're teaching you now. Because really the selling happens on the front end. Most people make up their mind before you get out into the living room. That's just the reality. You're probably the only company that they're interviewing. Some will interview 2 or 3, but if you do this right on the front end, you're going to increase your odds significantly that you get the business. So the next logical step is, we've talked about a lot of things. I feel like we have a good understanding of what your mom and dad needs. The next step in the process is we'll send a nurse out to come out and do an evaluation, and together we'll create a care plan that meets your mom's needs. Which day works better for you, all right? So you assume the close, because at this point you've had a conversation, you've invested time in them, they know you care, they've connected to your story, you've done a great job at assessing their needs, and the next logical step is we're going to come in and do our assessment and start care for mom. All right, so I hope you guys got value out of this. I promise you that this process works when you learn how to do it the right way. This is one of the topics that we're going to cover. We're doing a live event later this year. So if you have interest in coming to the live event, please just message us. I haven't fully posted it yet, but once we post it, I'll make sure I put a link at the bottom. This way, if you're interested in coming to this live event, we're gonna go deeper on this, and we're gonna get some real practical practice to help you guys up your game when it comes to doing these. So whether it's you doing the intake calls on someone on your team, you are going to master this process. We're gonna walk you through all the steps, and we're gonna help you integrate it on a much deeper level, so when you go back into your business, you can take this information and you're gonna start to see your conversions improve, okay? So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much, and we hope to help you achieve your next home care revenue breakthrough.